What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another rebuild on Madden 21, and today we're doing another Houston Texans rebuild, but with the potential future at the quarterback position, Davis Mills. We all know that the Deshaun Watson situation is ongoing. Obviously, things have kind of went quiet a little bit lately, but we have no idea exactly what is going to happen. But we do know before all the allegations, he still did want out of Houston, and I got to assume the only thing that really has happened since that has happened is that the odds of him leaving Houston are still rather high. It's just that it got a little bit more ugly. What is his value? How would it happen? I don't know, but we're going to make the argument that if they're willing to take a quarterback in the third, which isn't super high, but outside of the first round, which they didn't have a pick for, there really wasn't a whole lot to work with anyways. So we're going to assume that because they went in the third round, which is kind of the highest round available for quarterback outside of the first, well, really the first 15 picks, that there's some doubt in Houston, especially with the amount of needs they have to go at that position when you have Deshaun Watson. You got to assume, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to assume that that has happened, that they're going to trade him. And of course, I have already made the trades. A lot has gone into it, and I still need more to do, but that's only when we actually have a chance to look at the picks for the future. So, what I have done so far is I have signed Malik Hooker from free agency, a bit of a need for the Texans. I moved him to strong safety. Of course, there's a very good chance that he actually goes to Miami, but that has not been confirmed yet. I am starting this many days before it's going to be uploaded, but I would imagine throughout the week is when I'll finish this. So probably the first draft and off-season, first regular season and off-season will be, live now. And then maybe on Friday I'll get like day 2 and 3 or, year 2 and 3 done. And then maybe Saturday night it'll be 4 and 5. I don't know, but that's all I'm saying. Just in case Malik Hooker does get signed. I'm not sure when all that can go down and whatnot. We moved a lot of names. I'm sorry, okay? We edited a lot of players and, things have happened. We ended up trading Mr. Deshaun Watson over to, where the hell is it? To the Denver Broncos. Of course, we had to get our picks back because technically it's year 2021, even though we're in 2020. So we have those picks for next year. But we ended up trading Deshaun Watson to the Broncos for the first round pick upcoming this year, their second round pick, the first round the year following, and Cortland Sutton and Dalton Reisner. I think names that are very fair to be moved from the Broncos. And I think because this is going to make the Broncos so good, I think we're going to take their first and third for year 2023 as well. And I think first and second anyways. Or no, we'll make it first and third because usually it's not like straight up first and second, first and second, first and second. So first and third for 2023 as well. And I think that would be fair. All right, re-sign time. Malik Hooker. I have no idea how he's playing. A 5-year $30 for a guy that's potentially even, on the brink of being out of the league is a little interesting. I don't mind it, but once again, I have no idea how to gauge how well he's playing. All right, so you guys are probably left in the dark quite a bit here, and we are a 4-12 team. Don't really expect much different. Mills did get some playing time. I will say, though, Taylor was the starter. Tyrod Taylor was the starter. Mills didn't have the touchdowns, but he had a better touchdown-to-pick ratio. He had a better completion percentage, and he played against tougher opponents. More yards per game, better passer rating. You gotta think that Mills was technically better, but being better than Tyrod at this point isn't really, that much to be happy about, especially when you weren't that much better. Let's take a look if rushing had anything. Rushing was terrible. Receiving, Sutton was 2 yards off of 1,000. Cooks, really nice to get him to superstar, but he's not going to on this season. And yeah, just honestly, at least offensively, just not a good season. We did end up paying Hooker the 5-year $30, so 112 tackles, 1 pick, 1 sack. I mean, at least he played, right? King could go to superstar. Cunningham could go to superstar if he is still star. I would imagine he is. Sacked. I mean, this was just, other than a couple of defenders, this just wasn't a very momentous season. It was just awful. There was nothing good about it. As far as awards go, did we even have anyone close? Offensive Rookie of the Year? No. Defensive Rookie of the Year? No. I mean, it's just, let's be honest. We would have had nothing. Oh, we had Roby. Roby is the only guy. Thank you. So yeah, that's just, I mean, that's just the way it's going to go. Saints versus the Bengals. The winner of this one is the Saints by 1. That'd be an interesting one to see. 80 overall team. Obviously, we have a bit of a what is it called? Cap penalty with Deshaun Watson. But, you know, we're fine. And apparently, it was a good decision to sign Malik Hooker because he is a superstar. As far as Roby, he's also a superstar, which is clutch because he is 29 years old. He gets Acrobat with Pick Artist, which are some pretty good overall upgrades. Lenu, I believe, no, he was only normal. Okay, we got him to star. I'll take it. You know, not perfect, but at least we did get a couple of dev ups. Could have been a complete waste of the season. Got nobody dev'd up, but okay. I mean, we have a lot of positions to fill. But that's fine. That's fine. 13 mil to work with. We lose Cameron Johnston. We have a couple of other guys. Maybe we get Brown, but I mean, other than that, I think a lot of these guys, even though they're not even great anyways, will be gone. All right, looking at free agency, which we don't have a whole lot of money to work with in. We do see some big names. Dak Prescott, Trent Williams. Obviously, Dak would be a re-sign from the Cowboys, like real life. Deontay Hightower. It's not even Dante Hightower. Wouldn't be a bad name to sign, but we just really don't have that much money. I think these are all going to be backup kind of contracts for us, just like the real-life Texans pulled off. But, yeah, maybe we could find a steal. You never know. Like, that would be a steal, but corner isn't technically one of our biggest needs at the moment, so unfortunately, it's just bad timing for him. But speaking of bad timing, if you're new to the channel, and you are new, you haven't been around, there's no time like the present. Maybe leave a like and subscribe in general, whether you're new or not. Also, maybe there's a link to some random product in the pinned comment section where you just click on it, and if you're from the US, if you buy anything, even if it's not that, I get a little bit. Monopoly Boy is sad with his billions still. I offered a bunch of different contracts for some backups, so we get Tim Boyle and freaking Malik Jefferson. Love it. All right, pick number 1. We have pick number 2. Quarterback is definitely on the list, as there are 3 quarterbacks here. The Lions pretty much have to take one. I know they have Goff, but you don't pass up on a quarterback when you have Goff, right? Apparently you do. So there are a few good quarterbacks, but this is the best of them all because they mentioned him having a decent combine. This is probably going to be my guy. This guy won the Heisman, and we need a running back pretty badly, but I'm not taking a running back early first. You got to be crazy if you think I'm doing that. But Joe Stevens is going to be the guy. Here he is. 72 overall hidden development traits. I think Davis Mills is in the back mirror already. This is supposed to be, I will say, way slow speed. That is disappointing, but yeah, he's already gone. He's basically gone already. 3rd round pick. Didn't really play super well. You have pick 2 overall. You're obviously taking a quarterback there. Now with pick 20, if that guy who won the Heisman is there, which he probably is, I may have to take him. I mean, running back would be a very interesting choice for the Texans to take this high. We also have this guy they mentioned that had a really good combine, but his IQ was low. What else do we have? We have a couple of centers. We could use linemen. There's a lot of DTs throughout the draft. I think you have to, right? Heisman winner. Looks pretty damn good. We're going to take him. And he is hidden. 74 overall. Number 4 ranked in the entire draft. Has trucking, he has everything you want. Good receiving and back as well. That could be the steal of the draft. We'll see. And you've got to be joking me. Haskins goes pick 1. We have pick 2. That is a massive loss. Absolutely massive loss. I cannot lie to you. That really does suck. I suppose Mr. Eric Nash is going to be our selection here since our true number 1 is gone. And, of course, very good value. Apparently another 4th ranked in best grade, which I don't really see how that's possible. Can play kind of like a hybrid role with his speed, but his size probably doesn't make it very realistic. We also do have a tight end, Mr. Andrew Conway. He kind of gives me, like, Brevin Jordan vibes, ironically enough, so I probably will have to pass on him. But realistically, there's not a whole lot going on for us here, so I think we're going to trade down. I don't want to trade to next year, but we are going to. The Niners offered us a 2nd and 3rd next year. I kind of have to. Take it. It's pretty good value. There was a center that was like a 4th rounder that was projected a mid-1st. Mr. J.J. Harris. I think that value is too great not to take. And we are correct, just no hidden development, unfortunately. Still looking like a prime starter candidate. There also is this guy they mentioned was I think they said he was a gifted running back, which he's not a running back, so I'm not sure what to think there. But if he's there in the 4th round, I think I might just grab him, just take a risk on him. Definitely curious to see what happens, like where he goes and how good he is. And he is apparently gone, which doesn't really hurt me too much. Early 3rd. I mean, we do have a couple of decent wide receivers after the trade to the Broncos, so I'm not really pushed too much to take them. Take any players, so not really worry about that. Early 3rd. This guy looks really good. Good slot guy if he's not a true safety. But man, is he raw. I'd rather just not, to be honest. We moved down a little bit to gain some more value. There's a middle linebacker here. Looks okay. I think I'm willing to take him. And he is hidden. Okay. Michael Stockton. That is a steal and a half. I was really just... Ooh, that catching does suck. But I was really just taking him because, he's young, decent potentials, decent enough combine. It wasn't the greatest combine in the world, but turned out to be pretty damn good, though. I'm willing to sit him behind some of our guys for a while, but now I think he's going to start. DT's not the craziest need in the world, but I'm going to take another one because he just looks absolutely insane. 75 overall normal. He's just one of those steals. Just how to do it. And now we're going to take the risk on Frank Pierman. He's still here. Why not? And 68 overall normal. I don't absolutely hate it. Oof, our DT is gone. Our center is gone. Jabari Peel is still there. I'm going to take him. 68 overall again. Not a bad player. Aggressive catch as well. He's a pretty damn good player, actually. 6'3" on top of it. Packers give us a 5th and a 7th next year for our 6th-round pick. Hopefully we have a couple of 7th-round picks because we actually do need some players here, which apparently we do not. The fullback we wanted is gone. Ricky Tucker for the future, maybe. Let's take him. Ricky Tucker, 67 overall. Not bad, but I liked a little bit better, probably. But yeah, that's going to conclude the draft for us. I think no matter what, the rookie quarterback starts because he's already a higher overall, and he was taking pick on 2 overall versus a 3rd-round pick. Joe Stevens. Very interesting name, very basic, but, here we are. Let's take a look at that dev. Number 6, superstar. That's a win. That's a win. We're back on top of the quarterback game already. Losing Watson, we have more picks to work with. Mr. Davis might be gone. Ooh, start of element trade is not very good at all. And number 39, it's making a return. All right, it's making a return. Stockton, I think you have to start him somewhere. I think we just have to find a spot. I don't know where. We just have to, though. Let's take a look. Mr. Michael Stockton, star dev. I don't know where, just somewhere. And is there anything else? I know it was the DN, which I'm going to be so mad about. Please don't be good. So he was normal, but he would have definitely been a pretty solid outside linebacker for us. Damn. Or edge. All right, year 2 roster, 80 overall across the board. It's a bit of a weird one because, the whole point of this is for Mills to be the guy. But I suppose the other point of it is the value of Watson, which I think is pretty fair, right? We got an extra 1st and 2nd. Was it 1st and 2nd, 1st and 3rd this year? So 3 firsts, 2 second, and a 3rd, plus Sutton and Reisner, which I think is probably pretty fair, right? Of course, maybe considering the Broncos did get picked 20 after getting Watson, maybe we should have gotten a little more. I don't know. I think it's pretty fair. We got Hooker out of free agency. Roby, the superstar. I don't know why. Maybe he did regress or King went up because he's younger. Move that around. DT's obviously set. Right end could be set. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, you got to like what you see, right? Other than getting like a hidden dev guy. Really, the move is left outside linebacker now, and the defense will be kind of on its way. Oh, we got some re-signings. Mr. Cortland Sutton wants a 4-year deal. I think we're going to give him a 5-year deal. He's played all right enough, and obviously he's the future at the position for us. Mr. Justin Reed, a guy that I just would never let go if I am the Texans. So we actually have a decent bit of money and not even really that many players to re-sign, so we're easily fine. Okay, it does look like he's going to be this, future at the position because he actually gets to star already. Nice. And we choke. The season is choked by the Texans. We actually looked pretty damn good, and then we lost 2. So we lost 3 in a row, won 3 in a row, and I was like, oh, Patriots, doable. Titans, doable. And we lose both. Of course, the Patriots one, that's so unrealistic. They had smoked. As Joe Stevens, easily Rookie of the Year, right? I mean, looks really solid. Wilcox, not so much. Receiving, Brevin should and, I mean, most likely will go to star. Stockton, maybe superstar. Sack totals we don't talk about. It might be time for a scheme change because, this team's not really doing so well. MVP of the league was Mr. Mahomes. What about our guy? Number 10 on MVP. I mean, I'll take it, right? It's something. Rookie of the Year for sure. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Stockton. Quarterback of the Year, number 5. So no Pro Bowl, but a chance at X Factor. I mean, what is his rank? So 4th and 9th. Yeah, probably not X Factor, but still a really good season, obviously. No playoffs because we get cucked with those last couple of games, but definitely, oh, nice. Chiefs versus Buccaneers. Where have we seen that before? But definitely a nice little season. I mean, it's not bad. Definitely better than, pick 2 overall, even though pick 2 overall has got this train rolling as the Chiefs get their revenge and appear to win. Let's take a look at those DevOps offensively. Brevin and Jordan, maybe someone else. Brevin did go to star development trade. 23 years old, star, 75 overall, not great, but it's something. Stockton is a superstar, so he is now the new number 1 middle linebacker, technically. Defensively, elsewise, we also got King to superstar, which is very clutch as well. And DT did not go up in dev. I mean, we made some strides, right? We did all right. Is Grugier Hill, was he already? Okay, so Grugier Hill is star development. Was Shaq Lawson not already star? Man, we really need a pass rusher. That is so bad. The thing is, we kind of do need to stay in the 3-4 because we have 3 solid defensive linemen. Unless we get rid of Charles here, he's pretty damn good. He's probably worth at least a 3rd-round pick, late 3rd round, maybe early 4th. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot to go over still. And even though Hill did get to star, I think, how much money do we have? I mean, he's not bad money. Nah, I think we're going to let him go. All right, so we actually signed a pretty, we signed a pretty guy. Okay. But there really wasn't any free agents that made sense for us. So we got Sternberger as a backup, a young backup tight end. And then we also got Lorenzo Carter, who's a star dev player on a 3-year, $16 million deal, which automatically makes him the best edge rusher on the team. And he will automatically start at one of the spots. And I think Shaq Lawson will be gone because he just hasn't really worked out for us. So hopefully we can find somebody there worth taking. We have a couple of decent draft picks, of course. Titus Howard likely gets the contract, but I don't think he's worth the 5th-year option. Of course, that was kind of, I wouldn't say our backup plan, but Ebukam was our backup plan. He decided not to accept. This is a backup lineman, and these are all, they're pretty much all backups. All right, let's go to the start of the draft, and we have pick number 5, which I believe is from Denver. Jason Kuhn is the first player. Merriweather is up there. Daniel Thomas and Alfonso Bush. Of course, for what we need/want, none of those players were actually on our list. We have Hillhouse, who had the Heisman win. And man, is that a tough player to pass on. Deacon Hillhouse. I don't feel like we have any specific need on the team that overrides any other need necessarily, other than like maybe contractually. Like O-line is obviously a huge need, but there's really not anyone crazy worth taking in my opinion. Wide receiver isn't really a need per se, but man, that's a tough player to pass on. Hillhouse, I think we trade back 3 spots, maybe get a 3rd, and then if he's still there, we take him. Corner isn't necessarily a need, but Roby's not really that young, so I think we may draft one of the corners because there are a lot of good ones there. And left end, we don't really need D-line either. I mean, there's not much we need. We need edge rusher, specifically like a hybrid outside linebacker, but there's really not anyone that fits the bill. Like this guy, not fast enough. What else do we have? This guy, too big, but also not fast enough. This guy might be worth grabbing, to be fair, but I'm not really 100% sure. There's really good linebackers, but it doesn't really matter because obviously they're, don't really need inside linebacker too much. We also have Ty Franklin, who isn't a wide receiver, but he is very good and very talented. Brevin Jordan's, done all right, but this is one of those kind of like Kyle Pitts types of deals. I think what we do is we trade down to pick 17, which we already have. Let's trade down a bit. Ironically enough, the Raiders are literally willing to give us the spot we were just talking about. The Browns would give us a full first round next year. Ooh, that's a tough one to pass on. The Browns they're trying to make a play. The value is somewhat close. Let's see if we can do better, though. So this is actually pretty damn good value. We trade 5 mils and a 6th rounder next year for 19 and 13. Of course, 13 would be next year, so we don't really know what that's going to be. And they do take one of the better pass rushers, which they definitely need. So no argument there. It was a good play for both sides. And there is so much talent still here. It actually kind of hurts. Once again, tight end's not the biggest need in the world. However, I think... Let's actually take a look at Brevin Jordan. Never hurts to have 2 tight ends. Brevin Jordan, 75 overall, entering year 3, 6,500 XP per. I mean, he's not bad by any means. He's got really good traits as well. Not bad by any means, but this guy could be a potential difference maker. I know he's kind of a little bit on the smaller side, but an early first talent grade with wide receiver athletics. I think I have to go Ty Franklin. And I'm glad I did, as he's already just as... I did not know he's a white dude. He's already just as good as Brevin, technically better because he's younger and much more athletic. 88 speed, 91 excel, aggressive catch as well. He's our number 1 already. Call it what you want. I don't care. And man, I really want one of these damn linebackers. Look at these guys. This is, oh man. Look at George Barker. Late first, early first talent. Late first. Forden was the guy they mentioned had really fast 40, but Barker's better, though. I don't understand that one. We also have this Reynolds guy who is probably someone would be willing to take. He's a little rough, too, though. Delaren Allen, actually, even though he's a run stopper, he's not a pass rusher, though. I feel like he's one of those guys that you could put in to the pass rusher, though, isn't he? Does Onwenu need a contract? If he does, I think we might take the other guy. I think Onwenu does, so he has 86 power. Man, he fits this scheme pretty damn well, though. I guess we're going to trade Onwenu off for a 3rd-round pick. We're going to draft this Ontarius guy. Ontarius Adams. I really want one of the middle linebackers, but we have our linebackers set for a while. So Ontarius Adams is our choice. And 76 overall normal. He fits the team probably even better, to be honest. So I'm not mad with that pick at all. Spencer Fox is another guy they mentioned. He does look pretty damn good. So I'm trying to get to pick 18, I think. Matthew Arnaud, 6'5", 23. Man, we should have went for like a later round wide receiver. Oh, we do have one, actually. Oh, we're set. What am I even worried about? Don't even worry about it. Let's go to our next pick. We can't pass that wide receiver up. That guy's blazing. I don't even know if you could be that fast and not go in like the top 2 rounds, to be fair. So our player's still here. We also have Kareem Reynolds still there, but I would bet more on this guy. Even though it says run stopper, I believe he's going to be one of those like 50-50 types with that high pursuit. I know the pursuit doesn't absolutely mean... Nah, the pursuit means less, actually, for this. You also have Xavier Holly, who could just be like a backup choice. Spencer Fox is an early 3rd. Reynolds is still there. So is Allen. Oh, yeah, we're going to go Spencer Fox. Ooh, we don't need safety, though, do we? There's no winning, is there? There's no winning with us because we're actually kind of set. We could move Reed down to corner, though. What's his corner? He's got okay, man. He's not great, though. I don't want to lose Fox. To be fair, I'm trying to think. I can't remember what they even said about him. We'll take a look after the draft, but I suppose Mr. Delaren Allen is going to be our choice. And he is a high overall, 74 overall, and yeah, we were kind of right. Like, he is technically a pure block shedder, but with 67 power move and 65 finesse, he can definitely play left outside linebacker / right outside linebacker. He's a perfect scheme fit, actually, or pretty close to a perfect scheme fit. So that's a win. That's a win. Mike Sellers, I don't think we need him anymore, so I'm going to pull him off the list. Tackle, kind of a need, but more so a guard. I think that center doesn't really fit the guard role, but he looks pretty worthy. I think we can just go to 28, honestly. Let's just go to 28, and hopefully the center's there. Kareem Reynolds just went. It's a little late. I wonder what his dev was. Center man. So Brett Perkins, that's our choice. Right guard automatically, 72 overall, and yeah, he's pretty damn good, actually. Just once again, normal dev, as always. So now, by far, the wide receiver, Tony Owens is number 1 on our list. And you know what? I'm actually probably willing to trade up for him. Spencer Fox is a 69 overall, so we'll have to look at that. Trade 81, 142, and then a 7th next year for the first pick in the 3rd round. Of course, is going to be Tony Owens, the new number 3 wide receiver. Or maybe other plans. This is really interesting because this guy must have been in the back of my mind because I was going to go with Hill House, but then I looked at the receivers and I was like, yeah, do we really need one? And I was hoping we'd have somebody later on. This guy exceeds all expectations. The thing is, he's kind of a Brandon Cooks type, especially with the injury toughness and whatnot. But do you still re-sign Cooks in a year? I don't know. Kind of depends maybe if he's made progress. I think this guy was one of the guys I mentioned. I can't remember. But I guess it kind of makes sense. He has to have progress towards that dev. We really need to get to superstar for it to be worthy at all for a re-signing. But that might just be something we have to take a guess on. And I really like that tackle, but I don't think we really need that position anymore. It really comes down to getting lucky with hidden. And let's just be honest, offensive linemen and hidden just do not mix. We're going to take Javier Holly. I think looks pretty decent and 69 overall. Yeah, I mean, it's an okay player. It's definitely a good backup. Worth the pick for sure. I mean, that's someone you would probably start in a user league on the edge no matter what. Alex Teague, that late first talent grade is definitely drawing me in a bit here, but is that person worth it? We need a backup corner. Screw it. And it's a hidden player. Okay. These must be those types of players that we always miss because I almost never get a late, I guess it's an early 4th, late 5th projected corner that's a hidden player. We draft nothing but normals at corner, and we get a hidden. Of course, he'll be number 3 automatically, but maybe we get lucky with the dev. I mean, hell, even if he's star, which he probably will be, that's still a win. Will Scott, we could use a backup linebacker. We're going to take Will Scott, 68 overall normal, and yeah, I mean, that's good value. Definitely good value. I move on to the 5th round where we're kind of getting down to the rough picks. We're not going to do much with these. Although Dre Wilder, not my number 1 choice at running back, but he's still there. Might be worth taking. Yeah, we'll take Dre Wilder. Why not? And another hidden. I don't understand how, it's completely RNG because we've had players that look exactly like this, but they're not hidden. I suppose he's probably only going to be star anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but still, okay. We probably should have went for that DT. I know he's 23, but he was like a something first round grade. I think we're going to trade down our 6th round pick to next year, maybe even get a 5th if we're lucky. Seattle's probably the best thing closest. Oh no, here we go. Washington. We're going to take the best available fullback, middle of the 7th round. I think we do have to get rid of Gillespie soon, so not the worst sign in the world or drafting. We traded away 3 7th round picks, so we're going to have some 6th and 7th next year. I'll tell you what. Franklin, was he hidden? He was hidden. Of course, I'm saying it right now before anyone says, oh, I'm cheating. I'm going to start him over Brevin Jordan, hands down 100%. So, oh no. Oh no. Superstar, oh yes. Okay, I don't like the single-digit numbers, but I'm going to keep them there for now. I can't believe we're allowing this. I just cannot. Who is our other hidden? We had multiple hiddens, actually. Tony Owens, he's going to be number 3 no matter what this season, so I suppose we'll take a look. Probably star. He's already good enough the way it is. Yeah, I was about to say, he's already good enough the way it is. You can't really ask for too much there. Alex Teague, also number 3 automatically. No chance to move up until at least next season, so there's no point in not looking at his dev, which, of course, also is star. And I think, the running back, obviously he'll have little chance to start this year with we already having a guy named Wilcox. He wasn't great. Maybe this guy is the future, but it's good enough to get another start, obviously. Let's take a look at Hill House. So this is Hill House hidden development, of course. 92 speed. Kind of ironically enough, wearing that number, kind of like a Corey Davis clone-ish type of player. Let's take a look at the dev, though. If he's superstar or better, he's already better than him. Superstar. Nice. I don't necessarily regret the pick, but, can't go wrong with a really good wide receiver like that, can you? And here are the middle linebackers. Glenn Forden, hidden development trait, super fast, billions of traits, ironically. And then speaking of traits, what dev we talking about here, baby? Superstar. Wow, okay, that kind of sucks. But once again, Cunningham's on a contract for another 2 to 3 years. It just wouldn't make any sense for us to prioritize him in a linebacker, even though I knew he would be good. Oh my God, 77 overall. All the traits in the world. We could have drafted him and put him at edge. What is his, wait a minute, what's his traits? Does he have like finesse or power? Yo! And he has finesse. We could have literally, no, dude. What's his finesse? I mean, it is pretty low, but he has the finesse trait. We could have legitimately drafted him as a middle linebacker, put him at outside, and it would have worked. That sucks. That blows. Look at the Chiefs selling hard here. Yikes. They probably would have taken our guy. Actually, our guy probably would have been gone anyways. Mario Fitzgerald, I don't know why they want him, but looks good, I suppose, on the surface. Obviously, that's our guy. Where's the other guy? Reynolds, please don't be hidden, and he's not. Where's our free safety? Spencer Fox. Maybe he wasn't mentioned. He is pretty damn good, though, because he's 6'4" and pretty fast, but okay, those linebackers, specifically Barker, was a sell, but what could I do? You know, what could I actually do there? We trade Amon-Wenu and Shaq Lawson to the Giants for their third-round pick. All right, so we have some decently big names. Desmond King, I'm not sure if he has the speed really to play another 4 years on the outside, but I suppose that's something we'll have to figure out. Dalton Risner, a big part of the Deshaun Watson trade. We're going to give him a 4-year deal. Maybe could have given him even more. Titus, that's pretty damn fair contract. We'll give him a 4 or a 5 as well. Phillip will be gone. Bradley Roby. I mean, he's solid. I'm willing to give him that deal. Even if he drops down to like an 83 or 84, he'll be the number 3 guy if he has to be. It's not, it's not that bad. All right, I'm not going to lie to you. This was not the season that I was expecting to have. A 5-11 season was definitely far from what I was expecting, but I suppose we didn't, we made the team better for the long haul, but we didn't really make the team that much better this season. Joe Stevens, though, looks to be an X factor with the number 1 yards rank. Wilcox apparently just isn't it. Cooks could go to superstar with the yards. Sutton could also with the yards, but he could also do it with the touchdowns. And then Franklin had himself a year. Tony Owens, there's only so many mouths you can feed. Did pretty damn well, I suppose. Cunningham should go to superstar. So, I mean, we should at least, and the pass rush is a little bit better, but of course, Carter, that's such a waste. I'm going to change the scheme a little bit again. Picks. As far as DevOps, Fairburn needs to be replaced potentially. The DevOps seem like that we're going to have some decent ones, right? We should have a couple of okay ones, I suppose. Justin Fields, MVP of the league. And our guy's number 10. Okay, fair enough. As far as any other awards goes, probably not. We had a couple of guys that might have been close, but actually winning probably didn't deserve any. Super Bowl winner is the Buccaneers over the Ravens. Gotta love that. Love seeing them win again. Cooks does go up in dev. Sutton goes up in dev. What did Sutton get as his ability? Mid and elite and red zone. That's actually really sick. Red zone threat for a jump ball type of receiver. We didn't see Stevens go to X Factor, but Franklin is an X Factor already. I'm telling you, there's something glitched about superstar to superstar. It doesn't work. It just does not work. Superstar to superstar X Factor, though, it works. I don't know why. Cunningham goes to superstar. Carter goes to superstar. You really have that good of a year, so I'm not really sure why, but okay. Adams goes to superstar to star. Leverett was already star, was he? I guess he was. I don't remember that, though. Oh, and we sold a decent bit. I forgot to re-sign Howard. Doesn't really cost us too much more, though, so I'm all right with it. We're going to have to replace... No, that's a backup center, isn't it? So I'm not even really worried about that. We're pretty much ready to go, and we have money to spend, so... I don't know. We'll see what we're going to do here. Our outside linebacker position is definitely a bit interesting, so if there's a guy there, maybe we sign someone, I don't know. Running back, we might sign someone that's guaranteed to do well, because Wilcox, even though he looks good, just isn't. So I'm not really sure what to do. I mean, this guy looks perfect, right? 6 foot tall, 196, has the power to truck. He's fast enough, as obviously Juke ability is obviously there. Very good at catching. You can't ask for much more, yet he's just not good, I guess. Defensively, though, Allen, I did put the AI in control, so yeah, we may have sold a little bit on the pass rush ability, but corner, outside linebacker, there's not much more we could really draft. Kareem Hunt. I mean, I know Kareem Hunt would fix the situation, but, like, I can't. Quan Alexander, of course, superstar, isn't technically an edge and wouldn't play edge for us, obviously, or outside. So I'm probably not going to go for him. Jamel Dean, though. Jamel Dean might be someone I have to go for. I think I got to go Jamel. I wish we would have just rolled the dice and said, nah, Roby, you're leaving. Damn it. Roby's not bad by any means, but yeah, we probably should have let Roby go. Holcomb would be nice to have. What else do we have? Rashawn Gary would be a very good fit for this team. He would be super, super good. We do get Jamel Dean to be our new number 2 corner. Is that going to be enough? I don't know. I offered Rashawn Gary 10 per. If he takes it, sweet. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We have pick 4, pick 18, and 28 in the first round. This is obviously the season to go off. This guy is someone I would like to have, but he's pick 1 overall. This guy would be someone I'd like to have. Why do they do this to us? Look at all the corners as well, which we just simply don't need. Maybe we can get lucky. I don't know. All right, I don't know if he showed it, but Rashawn Gary is now a Houston Texan, which is a very big win. He's that's a really big win. Edge hasn't been super easy for us to get, of course. We have Allen, who just really hasn't been super great for us. Plus, we do have the option to move to a 4-3, which I think is something we'll think about. It's something we'll think about. We would have to get rid of probably Nash, right? Leverett is 2-year. Nash is younger, I believe. Well, he's not younger. They're both 2 years. 1 year, so obviously Adams wouldn't be gone, but Nash could be someone we let go. Maybe even get a 3rd round off him. I can't remember when we took him, but he's we actually should take a look at when we took him because it does matter, right? Like, he is actually pretty decent. We took him with the 2nd pick in the 2nd round, so maybe like a mid to late 2nd round pick for, he's not a bad player by any means. I'm liking that, though. I think maybe we should go to a 4-3. I know it kind of defeats the purpose of Rashawn Gary, Rashawn Gary being taken, but I suppose he could still play defensive end because I think Allen fits better as a run-stopping linebacker than he does a pass rusher anyways. So yeah, I think we might tinker with that. We'll see what happens in the draft and go from there. All right, so we have pick number 4 overall. I couldn't even find the Heisman. I know the name of the Heisman, but I can't find him unless he was like really low. He could have been red though, to be fair. Maybe I'll try to find him real quick, but I can't find the freaking Heisman. All right, we move down to 7, and we pick up 39 in the process, which is a pretty damn good evaluation. And they actually take one of the top-name guys, Oscar Ramirez. Of course, the Falcons still landed really good players. So did the Titans. And this is honestly where I'm thinking about... One, I'm thinking about linemen, because they mentioned Carl Dixon. They said something about he's like the best offensive lineman in the class, but I don't know about that talent grade, and, we've had it before where they talk about him and they're not very good anyways. We do, though, have a wide receiver, Steve Robinson, who they mentioned as, what the hell did they mention him as? I think he was, like, great physicality or something like that, and, of course, he has really good 40 time with 3 cone and his 20-yard shuttles solid. Mid-first talent grade, mid-first projection. 6'3", really haven't had, like... we have Sutton, but we don't have like a guy that's kind of a mix of both speed and he's really just like a slightly bit slower Julio. And I like Julio Jones, so I'm going to go for Julio Jones 1.1. Nah, that's not even true, 0.9. But if we can get Julio Jones 0.9, that's pretty damn good. Steve Robinson, hidden development trait. I expected hidden, but this isn't the big thing. Obviously, it could have been normal. He could have got really unlucky, but we're hoping for, better than star. Obviously, like I said, very, very Julio Jones-like, maybe a little bit lower in the speed, but probably better in the agility. So, and he's young. Aggressive catches. He's a good pick. I see him. Van Treese McCoy or Van Treise. That is someone I would not take a risk on at all. And then we do have a middle linebacker that's a late first. I mean, if he's there, he's there. McCoy actually goes right there. The middle linebacker is there. Oof, that's tough. We do have the second round. We have 2 really good picks in the second and fourth. Well, we got a lot of really good picks. I remember now that this was like our year to dominate. They mentioned Casey Hutchinson was a very good player, but he fell down the board a little bit because of what is it called? His pro day. So we'll debate that one. Actually, no, we're not going to debate him. I'm pretty sure that's a guy that I was going to take no matter what because he's a third rounder with a mid-first grade. Linebacker's not that big of a need, but Cunningham, he could be replaced soon enough. And I suppose Zach Hickman probably could start over that outside linebacker that we wanted to be a pass rusher. So that guy will just be a very, very good backup. Zach Hickman is the guy we're going to go for, and he is only normal. However, this is the way the NFL is going these days. These fast, these super athletic guys that can cover everything. Very good tackle, very good hit power, though. 89 tackle. That is very high. And apparently we have another first-round pick. I didn't even know that. Okay. I can never have enough first-round picks. The Saints are giving us a first and a third next year for this. I got to take it. Like, you kind of just have to, right? You just kind of have to. These running backs don't look bad by any means, but we do have a fifth-round running back that looks very promising, so I think we'll just pass on that right now. Sean Madison, safety might not be the biggest need, but I think you kind of have to go for that guy. Colin Butler, O-line's important, but we don't really need to replace anyone just this instant. And we do have, Casey Hutchinson, which we can get in the late second, and that's probably our choice. Now, the Browns want to give us a first round. Oh, I'm taking that as well. You have to take, these are fair trades. It's just, when you trade a guy like Deshaun Watson, you're going to get this evaluation, aren't you? This is going to happen, whether you like it or not. And obviously, from my standpoint here, I love it. I suppose we still have quote-unquote questions at linebacker. I mean, we don't really need him, but I'm going to take him anyways. And I'm glad I did. Interesting. How do you put this guy in coverage with 42 zone? Like, this just it says coverage, but, like, he's not. So, do you just work him as a pass rusher? I think we're just going to take the center now. He's kind of our last decent-looking lineman, and he's not hidden. They mentioned him. Actually, they might have mentioned him as a bat. Yeah, he had a rough pro day, but all right. I mean, he'll be one of the starters in the near-ish distant future. The worst part is we have players to trade, but we have nothing to trade for. We trade 68 and 71 for a late third and a second next year from the Bears. Like, this guy I know is going to at least be like a 73 or 74. This guy probably the same. And with that information, we can never have enough pass rushers, and we're going to take him. Like I said, he's normal, but if he didn't have that bottom right grade, I wouldn't have taken him because he's 23, And he's worth the pick, obviously. We're taking linebacker after linebacker. Have we taken anything but linebacker so far? D-line is probably a decent need for us. One Sharp. Let's take him as well. Jeez. I'm telling you. You can't. You gotta get rid of that bottom right. The talent grade is OP. Like, I used to kind of pay attention to that here and there, but now you really look at it, it really is, like, way too telling. I guess it's fair, I suppose. You can have him for a fourth round. I'd rather have the DT because we're literally about to trade a DT. And like I said, 73 overall. Of course, he won't be anything for us, but still, it's a draft pick that, a lot of teams probably made in the first round. We trade Nash in a 6 next for 102 this and 71 next. Of course, Nash, not a bad player by any means. He's just on a very loaded team, and he's still doing pretty damn well. Terry Stewart, worth that talent grade, and 72 overall normal. Once again, it's not always going to be a win, but in the case of Madden, that's not a bad offensive lineman. Fifth next for 105. Maybe you should have given him a little bit more. But Trevor Barnard, that's going to be our guy in late fifth. And another hidden. Another one. I was just willing to take him because he was a bigger guy, and he was 21. I mean, obviously his combine grade looked pretty damn good. He's pretty fast. That is filthy. Oh, he is gone. I'll take this guy right now, whatever. Another one. Another one. I got to see this corner. I don't know where he went. I'm going to... No shot. What was his name? John Sapp. So he's on the Buccaneers. He's for sure a good pick. And we're still probably owed maybe a high third for Cooks. I don't even remember if we have traded everyone. But Cooks, we're definitely trading off because he needs a contract, and we could afford him, and he has played pretty well, but Robinson was just too good of a value where we were, so we took him, and he is superstar. And number 18 doesn't look absolutely disgusting, but I mean, we've already made all the comparisons. He's wearing number 11. Now looking at it, Hickman probably shouldn't have been the pick. As far as Harrell, though, I mean, this is cheating because if he's superstar or better, I have to start him probably somewhere. But I imagine... I was about to say, I imagine the other guy would be better to start. See, this is why we don't do the things we do. What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, number. 98 doesn't... you know what? 98 actually kind of looks good because I feel like he could kind of like move back and forth between the positions. Clemens, was he hidden? He was not hidden. He'll still play edge for us. What a draft. Absolutely nuts. Not every pick was perfect, but you could not ask for a better draft. This is easily... No, I'm not even gonna argue anymore. This is easily our best Madden 21 draft ever. And I wouldn't even say we really needed it here, right? Like, this is something you would want on, like, the start of the rebuild, really. But at this point, we really didn't need any positions. We were just taking best available pick, and it turns out to be very good. Stewart was normal, right? It's kind of a wasted pick. Barnard. I don't really like the name because you just want to say Bernard, but it's Barnard. I shouldn't be looking at this because he could be... Okay, I'm not saying I'm glad he's star, but it would have been so hard to pass up on the information, knowing the things we know. Wiley doesn't have a spot to start, so I'm not too worried about this one. This is a backup regardless, and he is... Well, it looks like we have a starter for next year then, because we obviously have to start a superstar the following season. Like, you can't not do it. Sharp obviously becomes kind of a wasted pick. Let's take a look at the Buccaneers. If that corner was hidden... Wait, that wasn't the guy. What a name, though. Okay, still pretty damn good, though. He's a good player. It does kind of suck, because Ontarius Adams probably could, and maybe even should, play edge for us, but we're not going to play that game. We're moving to a proper 4-3. None of this hybrid, who knows what their role is. I mean, we got to get some guys that are somehow magically god-tier coverage guys and pass rusher. Like, nah, dude. I'm going to be playing very simple, you know your role football. Simply put. I will say, though, for this scheme, Lorenzo Carter was like almost the perfect pick, but he's a right end now. Of course, even though we know that Harrell is a very good dev, I still think Hickman fits the bill a little bit better. So I think Cunningham is going to be gone next season, and then Harrell takes his spot over there. Allen probably gets traded next season as well once that penalty's a little lower. We're just loaded at linebacker, which is something that Houston has not been able to say for... I mean, almost ever, really. We have 3-star running backs, by the way. It's so wild. All right, we trade Cooks in a 4th round to the Jets for a 2nd round pick. Cooks being a superstar definitely gives him that 2nd round valuation at this point. But if he was star, obviously, I would even maybe trade him off for a 4th. All right, I believe it is now year 4, and this is what the squad looks like. Of course, you take a little bit of a hit at wide receiver number 2, but superstar Robinson out the gates is definitely not a bad look, especially since, once again, he kind of is built like Julio, aggressive possession. It'd be nice to get the keep feet and bounce straight, but he's obviously really good. Owen still plays the slot, though, because he is built for it. Very, very solid player. Like I said, I don't feel like we needed another Brandon Cooks type. And then Sutton, he's decent, but he doesn't quite have the speed of our new fella Robinson. He's a little behind him, and of course, he's not going to get a couple of speed upgrades, hopefully, like Robinson will. Franklin, no backup like Brevin Jordan anymore, but maybe that'll even make it easier for him. Still wearing number 9. We're going to fix that right now because, yeah, even though it could happen and we will see stuff like that, I wouldn't allow it on my team. I'd be like, you want to be that number? Get the hell out of here. And name a more iconic duo than white tight ends and number 85. I'll wait. As far as defense goes, Leverett actually goes up to an 86 overall. Obviously, we still have to move this to an actual 4-3, which could actually boost the overall of the team. Maybe it'll lower it, but I don't think it would. As far as Carter goes, he actually plays pretty well for us, and he is superstar, but I completely forgot that he is only an 82 overall, and he's 27, so getting a guy like Clemens actually wasn't as big of an overdrafting as I thought. Really be nice to get Reed up to superstar, same with Dean, and really, the sky's kind of the limit. I don't know if we were actually an 86 or an 87 on defense, but this is what the starting squad looks like. Harrell obviously is the backup to everyone. Allen and Scott kind of the backups for other positions. on that linebacker front, but it's a really solid looking squad. We do have a couple of mid-level guys like Leverett you would hope would take the next step. Same with a Gary. Jamel Dean's kind of on that pace as well. Roby you'll lose, but that's completely fine. You have Teague waiting in the mix here. It's a really solid squad. All right, so this is what I expected. I expected Tunsil to be on the list. I think you'll keep him till he's 34. You paid so much to get him. You finally got out of the hole, and it's actually turned out pretty damn well. Fairburn, he's been 50-50. If he plays well this season, we'll get him the 1 year, maybe a 2 year. And then Roby, even though he has played pretty well for us, he's been a great addition. And he might not even regress that bad. He might still be worth it. We don't really need him. All right, heads to the playoffs. It's going to be a close one, and we lose again, but it was enough to stay in the postseason. Luckily, the amount of games we lost in a row is just astronomical. We lost 4 games in a row, won 1, and then lost another 2. Panthers, you should win that. Buccaneers, they're probably worse now, but they I guess they can win that. Chargers, probably the same. Titans, probably the same. Titans, I suppose. Bills, I suppose. So we did play some tough teams, but we are still one of the best teams in the league. We're an 89 overall after a shaky season. So imagine if we didn't lose momentum and we would have continued the season as is. We would have been like 90, 91 maybe. Joe Stevens, not a bad season. It's pretty decent. Wilcox, we need to run a new running back. I don't know how to do it. I really don't know what. I think Barnard is going to just play. Barnard he's just going to play next season. Robinson, not a bad first season. Cortland Sutton, obviously pretty decent. Maybe goes to X Factor. Tony Owens, not bad. Franklin, decent. Not as good as last year, but still decent. As far as O-line goes, they played really well, actually. Tackle totals, Stockton was solid. Hickman might go to star. Sack totals, better, but not that great. Of course, usually when you add a new edge rusher, they just suck the first season for whatever reason. So we're hoping a lot comes from Gary next season. And Carter, not bad. 7.5 is all right for kind of like a hybrid type. Jamel Dean, look at that. 5 interceptions already paying off. Fairburn, yeah, we'll probably give him the 1 year. I mean, it's not great, but he's usually pretty decent for us. And, he kind of rebounded, I suppose. As far as the MVP award goes, our guy would be kind of close, but obviously not close enough to win it. We win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year, which is some good XP boosts. Brandon Cooks, of course, with the Jets, is the number 1 wide receiver in the league. Didn't expect anything but that, honestly. I kind of want to see what he did, though. I mean, we still made the postseason. That's the main goal. And I wish him the best. So good job for him getting all those touchdowns. We just don't throw to one player enough to get him that touchdown. So he was worth every penny for us, worth every penny for them. And, it's just a happy story. There's not really much to it other than that. 89 overall versus the 86 overall Titans, who we lost to twice. Will we lose to him 3 freaking times? 3. No way, right? 3 times. All right, going to the end of the game, Tennessee off to a pretty hot start. We come back with a touchdown of our own. We stop them, give them the ball back. They get 3, 10 all so far, 17-10. This is a hell of a score so far. 17-13, very close matchup. 20-17. The big difference is we do not have a ground game, and that is 100% playing a factor in this match right now. And we just can't move the ball. And, you have to punt the ball, right? But, I just don't trust his defense anymore. I just don't. And I was right not to, as the game's over. Since it is last gen, I am actually going to come in because I'm actually kind of interested. Sutton wearing number 80 does kind of gives me weird vibes. I would assume Texans fans should know. I mean, a lot of fans should probably know why. I've made the rule, though, no crossers if we're going to come in for games. Wilcox wearing number 39 is a little interesting, but it's not against any protocol. I don't know why that just did what it did. I guess we're going to run the same play. I can't really audible out of this. The tight end holds on. Franklin got to hold on to those timeouts, speaking of. Can we please? I'm willing to just run verticals at this point. The youngster Robinson, dime. What a throw, what a catch. The connection. And it doesn't even matter because they literally just walk it right down on us. I don't know what we got to do for our ground game, but it's awful. It's just awful. It's really bad. As 4.7 yards per carry, I mean, was that actually something that we can accept is the fact, or are those just numbers? You know, him being bad in the regular season had to play some sort of factor, right? No missed kicks or anything like that, just unfortunately a loss. But there's really not much we could have done, but maybe a little more accurate, a little more consistent. But, I mean, there was no turnovers or anything like that, no missed field goals. Just an unfortunate loss. And the winner of the Super Bowl is the Patriots. See if we had any dev ups at all. I don't think we would have on offense. Oh, Sutton, yeah. Sutton gets a dev up to X Factor. No one else on offense, though. Defensively, I believe it's just Hickman, but that's still a win, though. Star development trait for the young man. Going to be replacing Cunningham as Harrell. Not that Cunningham's bad by any means, but we can save a lot of cap. We're going to have to pay the quarterback, I believe. This makes a lot of sense. And he's good, but he's not a crazy bit better than Harrell. And, you know, Harrell's way younger, so I think it makes a lot of sense. Roby, of course, probably not a huge loss of overalls, but just not worth keeping anymore. We have our replacement. Unfortunately, he's going to be gone. He's really solid still, and I imagine he's going to find a home and maybe have a better chance to win a Super Bowl, because obviously we didn't really do super well here. We haven't really done well, and I mean, we had a speed rebuild recently where it was pretty successful, but as far as long-term rebuilds go, we haven't really had a whole lot of success, and honestly, we're going to solve that right now with Jonathan Taylor. This right here is the signing that is going to put us over the top. And I'm actually going to give him more money just to be realistic. 5-year, pretty much 5-year 40 is way better. Julio, imagine. Cameron Jordan, really don't need him. Lorenzo Carter's our best pass rusher, and he's lower overall than the guy we already have. Chenault, I mean, their wide receiver is, maybe the XP's a little too high. Wide receivers seem like they're in abundance. Safety and wide receiver seems to be too high of an overall. A.J. Dillon would be hidden, so I suppose him being a backup is overall still pretty good. 90 speed. Why can we not have that for our Bulldogs? Come on, man. But yeah, not a whole lot to work with outside of that, so I think we're going to be moving along here. We got some backups on top of him. No one cares about this guy. Farmer, though. Star development trait. Got themselves a decent deal on him. No one cares about that either. Another backup, bunch of backups. But Jonathan Taylor, the new starting running back, should be a god for us. As far as the draft goes, though, it's not really much more we can draft. So realistically, I think, as always with the 5-year plan for rebuild, I think it fits. I think it makes a lot of sense. So this will probably be the last season for us. Robinson should see himself in the 90s for next season. Stevens already in the 90s. Sutton's in the 90s. Taylor's in the 90s. Franklin's close to the 90s. O-line's pretty damn solid. Defensively, I mean, there's not that much more we can do outside of, signing some big-name free agent that is going to, make the team dramatically better because of his overall. As far as the draft goes, there's not really much we can do. So we'll end up trading Cunningham as well in the draft, probably for like a 4th or a 5th, and we'll be on our way. All right, so they gave us an option for Joe Stevens' option, and obviously you take that option because he's going to be wanting a lot of money anyways, so 5-year option is accepted. And we have another one. Who do we have this time? Cassidy Wilcox. I do not think so. All right, so we're at the draft, and we want a pass rusher, but he's projected to be an early first-round pick, so he could go anywhere from 2 to 5. This is the guy. Don't get me wrong, there's some other names that are decent, but I just don't think any of them compare to Favors. And to get there, we're going to be trading picks 7 and 13 all the way up to number 2, which is a massive win for, well, really both teams, assuming this guy isn't normal. If he's normal, then it's a massive L. But I just think he's worth it. Carter, he's okay, but he is on the older side. He's like 83, 84 overall, and he's 28, so probably look to replace him. And George Favors is our guy, and he looks insane. Apparently, he's supposed to be the number 1 talent. We took him at number 2. Obviously, very good value for us. Stamina's great. Speed is insane. Finesse is pretty damn great. This guy is absolutely out of his mind. His power move sucks, though. And with this pick, we're going to be taking Isaiah Ingram. They did say that he did. Actually, let me see. What did they actually say? They were off-put by interviews. I don't care about the interviews. I want him, and that's why you want him. He's just a good player, And I don't even know if we necessarily need him, but I suppose we have to re-sign somebody soon anyways, so Isaiah Ingram's a good pick. He's the best available pick. I'm happy with it. Now we're at pick 11, safety. Justin Reed hasn't been the greatest player in the world. King getting older. Reed could move down a corner. I'm not sure. Obviously, they're both kind of on the same age, I'd imagine anyways, but this guy looks decent value. Late second, mid-first grade. Zone coverage is a B, A- hit power. I mean, he looks great to me. We're going to take him. And he is great. Hidden development trait, 88 speed, 88 excel, just fast enough, especially with that 6'2" frame. That's a win. That's an absolute win. And then we have a guy we just cannot pass. Once again, we took a guy similar to this instead of an early first, though. He was a mid-first talent. Either way, early first talent, or mid-first, an early first versus mid-first, really good skills, decent combine, or pretty damn good combine for a center. You got to take him. And we got a hidden lineman. Is that the first one of the rebuild? And probably the last one, because like I said, this will be the last season no matter how he goes. Finally, about time. Of course, there's a quarterback here too, which, if we're in the third, maybe. I mean, I don't know. And I think he's worth the pick. Even though we don't need a quarterback, we're going to take him anyways. Brian Howard, normal development, 73 overall. Of course, is kind of one of those like, is the number one going to be all mad and such? Yes, you probably don't take him in real life, but here when we have so much draft value, why not take the best available pick? Even if Joe Stevens is the guy for the next 15 years, you could still develop the quarterback to be number 2. Maybe injury concerns could turn that second-round pick into a first-round pick next season when you trade him off. I mean, there's lots of potential. And the sad part is we really don't have much to draft, yet we have all these draft picks. Washington's willing to give us a third this and a third next for pick 7 and third. I'm obviously willing to take it. We then trade 2 of our third-round picks for a second-round pick next year. We're thinning out a little bit on here, which is, it's good news because obviously we're kind of loaded in the draft at the moment. And we should still be able to land some of the backup, talent that we have. Jake Madden. Wow, what a name. All right, Alex Turner, maybe a little bit early, but could play corner for us, and he's playing nothing for us. He's playing the damn bench. All right, as if we need more linebackers, there's another one. Terrence McDougal. Okay, nothing special. We get a 4th round next year from the Bears, and then this pick was a fullback, I believe. There's no fullbacks available. Sweet. We just take Eric Poole, 68 overall. He's okay. Obviously, nowhere near as good of a draft as last time, but still pretty... Actually, we know we had Favors. I forgot about him. He might be really, really good. He's going to... I don't know if he's going to start over Lorenzo Carter no matter what his dev is, but we'll see. And he is an X factor. Obviously, I want to start him over him, but I don't know if it makes sense. And we also don't have a number for him, which is kind of disgusting. Just in case I do forget, I'm going to put him at 44, which isn't like a great number, but it's something. Groves, no shot to start no matter what, so we're going to change his dev? No, we're going to look at his dev. I wish we could change his dev. I mean, I'll take star, obviously, but, could ask for better. Yeah, there's really not much more to look at. Final season, 81 players. Okay, so in theory, we should be able to find a pass rush number once we get rid of the a million DTs we have. We go for a crazy blockbuster trade. Leverett, who does have a contract need this season, but he is a very good player. It's just we have a superstar number 2, technically number 3 DT in the mix. And we have Cunningham here with a second-round pick for Jalen Ramsey. He's 29 years old, but obviously as an X factor, he's still well worth it. We'll probably get rid of King when we can. Right now it's a 16 mil hit. We only save 8 mil, so he's going to be our number 3 with Jamel at number 2. And, King will end up being traded next season. Oh, I just skipped it. We gave up Allen and Carter for a third round from the Bears. Lots of trades in this one. All right, 91 overall team. We still have draft picks. Obviously, we're not going to be using them, but you can't really ask for much better. I mean, Robinson's already just as impactful, if not more impactful than Cooks. Of course, look at that speed. 92 speed, 95 excel, 96 agility. Abilities are second wind, huh? I don't know about that now. I'd say deep in, and then maybe... Oh, he doesn't have the outside. Deep in and deep out, I suppose. You know where he'll be. Sutton, of course. What was his X Factor ability? Is it grab and smash? Yak him up. I'd say double me. Jonathan Taylor probably ends up getting a superstar this season because he's on our team now. Jalen Ramsey, he might need a contract. He's worth about $19 million this season. We could probably afford him in the future. We haven't really had to pay anyone, though, because we keep moving new players in and out of the roster, and it's just worked out for us, even though we haven't won. But let's be honest, it has nothing to do with real-life chemistry stuff. It's just the game chooses who they want for sim. You never see the Texans win it. Like, once in a while you see it, and it's only when them and the Cowboys are in it. It's like the only time you see them go to the Super Bowl. All right, we left re-signings a little late, but I think we'll be fine. And ooh, maybe not. Okay, so Stockton, first and foremost. Even though linebacker's been really easy for us to get, he's obviously worth that money by far. Nico Collins, probably not. He probably should have had himself a chance because he actually has quite a bit of potential in real life. We kind of sold down the river here, but that's fine because we still ended up having really good wide receivers. J.J. Harris, cool name. Continue to be on the team. Love it. Wilcox, obviously free agent. He looks really good. He just never played really good, and I just didn't trade him because lots of running backs that are good go to free agency, so what would he even be worth? And then the rest, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, we're fine for at least another year. And headed to the playoffs, are we in them? We are at 10-6. Still no division win. The Titans suck for some reason, but the Jags look really solid. We had a really bad set of losses in a row, and then we won a bunch. We lost 2, and I was like, oh, please, not 8-6, down to 8-8. 10-6, not great, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Joe Stevens was decent. Joe Stevens was really good considering the ground game came alive. The rushing touchdowns were massive. Jonathan Taylor crushed it. Franklin back on top. Love to see that. That could be... He's already X Factor. Actually, never mind. Cortland Sutton, decent. Robinson, less yards, but the touchdowns are still high. Let's see. Good sacks. He's kind of having like a Devontae Adams type of start to his career. Tackles, no one at 100. A little surprising there is Ontarius Adams, number 1 sacker with 8. 6 for Gary, 4.5 for Favors. Defensively, Ramsey had 4 picks, 5 for Reed. Kicking, Fairburn, decent enough, I suppose, to probably give him another contract. Any award wins, maybe best running back with Jonathan Taylor. Rodgers of Patriots, please, anything but that. Anything but that. Literally anything. Anything but that. George Favors, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Where's our guy? Number 4. Could make the Pro Bowl if the Bengals beat us and go all the way. I don't know, dude. I think we play the Bengals, right? No award wins, though. Kind of sucky. 91 overall Bengals versus our 94 overall Houston Texans. Going to the end of the game. Come on. Just a win, right? It'd be nice to get to the Super Bowl at least, even if we lose 6-0. 7-6, 14-6. I mean, we are well better than them. 21-6, 21-9. Would have been nice to get a touchdown there because that would have been the dagger. And I think that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. We win. 27-16 is the final of the... No, it's not the divisional. It's the wild card round. Joe Stevens, really good performances. Joe Burrow kind of sells. As far as rushing goes, pretty similar numbers, nothing really spectacular. Robinson, really good stuff. Defensively, they looked like they had a couple of sacks. No, they only had 1. Our pass rush finally showed up. Groves with a pick, Hooker with a pick. Could actually see that duo in the future soon. Well, that's not... Okay. Could see that duo in the future soon. Kicking, Fairburn. I don't know, maybe that re-sign. Not that it's probably going to matter, but... And re-sign's looking kind of iffy. Right, 10-6 versus the 10-6 Patriots. Just talked about Rodgers being there. Please don't ever let that happen. They have Koromoa, who looks like a god. He's an X Factor. He's probably in the 90s, right? Maybe even higher than 90, maybe like 95 or something. But a lot of the teams seem to. I mean, obviously there's a playoff team, so most of the playoff teams are going to be pretty high overall. But a lot of the teams seem to be in the 90s, but not quite as high as we are. Let's take a look at the end of the game. Come on. Come on, Houston, you can do it. It's been too long since you've been... I mean, they have that brief moment in time where they actually look really deadly, especially on defense. We're back. We just got to win these damn games. And there you go, nice touchdown. That field goal really does hurt, but, you know, only down by 2. Fourth quarter kind of just started, and we forced them to a field goal. Down 5. Touchdown here gives us the lead. We're up by 3. They get the touchdown, though. Come on, offense. No, they don't. Was it only a field goal? Wait. We sold, though. Wait, what? They're driving down, and of course, with this trash game, 2 timeouts, and they just don't waste the clock. They waste the clock all the way down. No. Come on, dude. You can't have 23 seconds on the clock with 2 timeouts, and then you're just like, yeah, well, let's just let the clock go. Overtime will be more fun anyways. All right, of course, we did give ourselves the force win, 43-21. Now we're going up against their division rival, the New York Jets. 91 overall for the Jets. Zach Wilson's like a 99 overall, I'd imagine, at this point, which is pretty impressive because I don't remember giving him X Factor. I probably should give the main guys. Not the snow. We are not ready for this. But I probably should be giving the main guys the dev ups, at least. I really wish there was a way you could save that stuff, but no, not EA. Wouldn't let that happen. Why would we do that? Hopefully that's something for next year. 0-0 all. I mean, at this point, you would expect this game to be a really low-scoring game, which hasn't really necessarily been the case. 14-10. I mean, I'll take anyone we can get, right? But a nice blowout win would be kind of fun, right? Okay. I thank you for reading my concerns, Houston, and sending us, I believe, to the Super Bowl with a 48-10 victory, smashing Zach Wilson into his dreams. Really good job by Joe Stevens. Rushing, once again, not really great. Barnard was actually pretty good, but it was probably all off of like one long run. Kind of, in a way. Looking at the receiving stats, Steve Robinson, pretty damn solid. Sternberger, Franklin. Okay, I mean, nothing really special. Really, outside of our quarterback and Rashawn Gary here, is not really a lot that went on. Well, I will say, actually, Favors had a pretty good game. A pick as an edge rusher with 1.5 sacks is obviously very impressive. Fairburn, in the snow, pretty damn good. 6 for 6 on extra points, 2 for 2 on field goals. Let's see it in the Super Bowl. We're at least there. This is a win of a rebuild, right? It was a win regardless, but at least we finally got back into like Super Bowl contention for our rebuilds as we're playing another rookie quarterback. Probably, right? Trey Lance is likely the guy here. I'll show you guys didn't force any wins. Well, here's the thing. We did force a win because we kind of had to against the Patriots. Man, 12-4 again for this team. Not in the 90s, surprisingly, considering the Niners are one of those teams that are actually very close to the 90s already before the thing starts. And, we're only 5 years in. It's not anything really too crazy. But here it is. Is this the Falcons Stadium again? I don't know what this is. It said Falcons. I thought Falcons is year 4. I don't know. Wait, no, I don't know, dude. I don't care, whatever. 7-7. 14-7. I don't like that. I don't like 14-7. Man, I get it. Like, I'll take a win. A win is a win, but can we ever just have, like, a blowout win? It's not going to work here, I don't think. 28 all is the score. Let's slow it down. As we get a touchdown, this is actually going to benefit them in theory, but maybe not, and you can't. Was that a 4th and 1? I think, even though your defense has done okay in the fourth quarter, I think you got to really think about yourself and think 4th and 1, man. 5 minutes is all the time in the world. I'm going for it. Them, I can see they kind of had to, but unfortunately for them, they do lose. And ironically enough, every time I try to say, oh, maybe they should go for it, oh, maybe I would do this, it always is the opposite of what is right, because that punt sealed the game because the defense got the stop, giving almost a guaranteed score for the offense. Of course, the Niners kind of had no choice in punting it, because if you go for it on 4th and 2 inside your own 15, unless something crazy bad happens, you've lost the game if you lose it, right? So, I don't know. I think that's a really tough situation, but I probably go for it if I'm the Niners. That's tough. Obviously, in hindsight, they should have, but that is a really tough call. What would you guys do? I have no idea. As perfect, the 85 number tight ends. You can't ask for a better one there. As Joe Stevens, he showed up in the postseason. He's always been pretty decent in the regular season, but he was a postseason god out here. As Kittle is trying his goal to touch as many players as physically possible, and he may have the NFL record now with this post-game performance. Taylor, Stevens, number 51 kind of looks like a center there, and Mr. Sutton there. It's a really tough thumbnail to decide. I have no idea. But yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, we were kind of iffy throughout this one, but you could see that we always had the potential, and some of our seasons were pretty good, but there was no real postseason success, and we finally got it here with this rebuild, or this season in this rebuild. Jonathan Taylor crushed it. Of course, he had an 80-yard run, which is still impressive. Obviously, that means a ton, especially before half, I believe. Sutton was pretty damn good, obviously. Steve Robinson. Very good performance, though. Can't really argue that one. A clean performance again for the team. We really didn't turn the ball over that much in the postseason. I mean, maybe one pick, I think, from the quarterback, and I don't think we had a single fumble, if I'm not mistaken. And that's just how you win games, to be honest. So, absolutely great stuff. And that is pretty much going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, maybe leave a like. Maybe subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PKR Plays. Twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams, which we actually did like the start of a fantasy draft rebuild recently enough. So we have half of that like kind of drafted. I'll probably draft the rest, and then I'll record the rest, and that'll be up some point, sometime. I'm not sure when. But overall, like I said, thanks for watching, especially in the kind of down year of Madden. Not sure what you're going to see for tomorrow, but something, right? And there's always some videos going on. There could be a second channel video today on PKR Plays, but there should be a stream, very likely. I sell quite a bit on Sundays, but should be a stream on twitch.tv/PKR, probably about 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for another kind of rebuild, I know there's been people saying like post Titans, post draft Titans, post draft this, that. I've read those, I just don't know if I necessarily like all of them because they are pretty good teams. So I don't know. It's kind of like maybe one of those things where we wait till Madden 22 and hopefully they have a bad start, so then their overall goes down and we can rebuild them. I don't know, but maybe if we run out of team ideas, there's probably someone we're missing. I've already done our no Rodgers Packers rebuild. Maybe we could do a Rodgers Broncos rebuild if, there's some rumors going around. There's a good chance that it's either Packers or Broncos, right, at this rate. But anyways, let me know those suggestions in the comment section below. Maybe there was an Amazon link thingy for if you click it, I get a little percentage. I don't know, something about stealing money from Monopoly Man or whatever. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!